Now recording.
Dun, 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 dun. Oh yeah, yeah. When you're on the top, there's no place you can really go but down, down, down. People on the street congratulate you. They say they love the way you sound. Well, when you're on the low, no one really wants to chit or to chat or even know your name. Your agent's never there. Your manager has ripped you on golf going somewhere, standing on the top. Standing on the top, getting down, yeah, yeah. It is Inside Eagles Red Zone podcast. We're live on Monday, November 25th, 2024. I'm Eric Williams, joined as always by the one and only Matt Amo. What's going on today on Matt on a Victory Monday? What's going on?
Eric, that was a beautiful rendition of our normal intro song since the bot doesn't want to work. Uh, hey, we've won 7 straight. The Eagles have won 7 straight. I don't know. Yesterday, I don't know if it's because it was Sunday night football. It was the first time we got to watch them play in 10 days, but man, did last night just feel really, really good. They're a good football team, Eric.
They're a damn good football team,
They're a damn
and
good football team.
it just I, I have to circle back to last year. Have, how much that last year was such. I feel like beating a I'm beating a horse with a stick, or whatever that phrase is. But I just feel like I'm repeating myself over and over again. It's just wild, Matt. Like how like last year was such a shit show, and like in 12 months to turn it, because like right around this time last year is kind of when you started to realize, shit, like
Oh yeah.
shit's going awry. You know what I mean? And like 365 days is like, like what's the fucking, like, we talk about this on previous episodes, and like talk about the rebuild process, Matt, and we talk about, like, sometimes it's a 2 to 3 year process. Yo, like, I mean, they had the roster for it, and they had like the front office for it, like the draft capital. But like, man, last year we felt like it was such like, we felt like we were gonna go into like rebuild.
It really felt like it. The state of how this secondary was playing, and not even just the scheme, but I know we've said it week in week out, but you watch games back from last year, especially week 13 was really when it started crumbling down. That was when San Francisco came in here, stomped a mud hole in you, and the bottom fell out. And for them to list for especially for Howe, let's go give a tip of the cap to the sharp dressed man who was dressed very snazzy last night for his night in Tinseltown. Um, I like it. It's annoying that you can let it go for a year, especially coming off of a Super Bowl appearance and just being like, "Nah, we're okay. We're okay. We can roll. We're good enough. We're fine. Offense is going to carry us." But when the holes are expanded upon and were so big and so glaring last year, to be able to turn it around, as quickly as they did, and honestly, it's a three-headed monster, four-headed monster, to be honest. It's finally getting Vic Fangio in here, but the pickup of Zach Bond and the drafting of Quinion Mitchell and Cooper DeJean, um, just night and day difference, and they prove it week in and week out. This defense gets better every week. Like, last night was a test for that secondary.
Oh yeah.
Cooper Cup, Puka Nakua, a Sean McVay offense with Matt Stafford, them needing the game. It was an important game for the Eagles too, um, for to keep their hopes for home field advantage in the playoffs alive. But um, to go up against that secondary and play the way that they did, like okay, Nakua got 100, but he had to
Yeah, like
work.
some of
He
that,
had to work
some
for
of
every
that, some,
catch.
some of that hundred, some of that hundred was in garbage time. That
Yeah,
game was.
and
That game
even Cooper Cup, his touchdown, 27 yards. That's in garbage time.
yeah,
Like they dominated a very potent and a very good offense. And what I love that this defense does, actually the whole team in general, but especially on defense, and it's a little preview of next week and going forward. Like if you want to beat this Eagles team, you have to score touchdowns on like your first two drives. Like your best bet if you're going up against this Eagles defense right now is to hope and pray that you can get up 14 nothing and hope that the offense doesn't click. Because what Fangio does is kind of, these teams normally script, your first 10 to 15 plays, your first couple drives out. And, you saw it last night with the Rams game. Yes, the first drive ended up turning into a fumble, and the Rams scored on their second drive. But, the Rams did march down the field. But after that, after those first two drives, it was over. The Rams were done moving the ball.
yeah, yeah.
And that's the adjustments. Vic will come out and play. He was playing off a little bit early, just kind of, going through playing basic, what the Eagles normally like to do, basic stuff. And the Rams were dunking and chunking their way down the field. And then it was like, okay, once the Rams kind of showed their hand in what they were doing, Fangio goes back and starts going to like a 6-1 type of front, which is something he did when he was in Chicago against Sean McVay and completely bothered the crap out of the Rams offense at the time. And it's just something he likes to use against what Sean McVay does. And it seems to work. Like Sean McVay's offenses just don't have an answer for it. And you couple that in with how this defense is starting to play, and even some of the younger guys on this team, Jalen Carter, Nakobe Dean last night had a hell of a game. Obviously, Cooper DeJean and Quinyon Mitchell are studs. Like if you don't go up 7-0 on that first drive and hope the Eagles don't score, and then go up 14-0 before the Eagles get the ball back, like you're in trouble.
Yeah.
And that's absolutely what I love about like this team right now from top to this is better than the 2022 team. They're defensively they're better than the 2018 the 2017 Eagles. Like this defense that you're seeing right now and the playmakers that they have at each level of the defense, they showed up last night. They showed up Thursday night against Washington. They got the big test against Baltimore. But this defense, it doesn't matter where they go. It doesn't matter where they play. Like that defense is going to bring it no matter the location, no matter the game situation. And I love this defense right now.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. We'll talk about that more here in a few minutes, but at first, I want to give our quick shout out to our sponsors over at Dubby.gg. You need a little pickup for the holiday weekend. We got some stuff that's going on Thursday. We got Black Friday coming up. You need a little pickup. Go over to Dubby.gg. Enter the promo code ITERZ pod at checkout for 10% off your order. Or you can use the Black Friday deals at checkout. Save 40% off your order. Yes, you heard that right. That's 40% off your order. Matt, doesn't get any better than that, right?
No, 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 no.
So enter the promo code BF2024 at checkout to save 40% off. And that's you going to the website w.gg. Energy drinks, clean, safe, and good. Anyway, Matt, let's get back to the game at hand against the Los Angeles Rams. Matt, we talked a little bit more about this defense. I want to get into our one of our unsung heroes. Well, two of them, and that is the big man up front, Jalen Carter. Matt, can anybody go one on one with him?
uh,
Don't think
yeah,
so.
I mean, you can, but
It's not gonna
it's
be
not going
enough.
to work out for you.
It's not working.
It's definitely not going to work out for you. He is, uh, God, he's an absolute monster. In
He's eating deep offensive linemen for dinner. He's
and
eating offensive.
and this is what you wanted to see, Eric. Like we saw flashes last year, his rookie year, and he kind of tapered off at the end of the year. We saw a couple flashes early in the season, and we were like, "Oh, I hope this is what we can get come November, December." And I feel like really over the last month, he's just getting better.
Yeah,
And if you're the NFL, if you're not in the Eagles locker room, that's a scary, scary thought, dude. Because I'm telling you now, this guy week in and week out is just starting to show. He's Aaron Donald. He's a menace. He's unstoppable. He's unblockable. He made plays, handful of plays last night where it didn't matter the double team. He's ripping through double teams. And one day he will get a holding call. My only plea to the NFL is don't punish your good players. This guy gets double teamed and held almost every time. And the thing is, the broadcast will show the replay and you will see it clear as day. And he's not getting these calls. Just don't punish your good play. Like, I know you can call holding on every play, but these are egregious, and he's still splitting double teams while getting held by two guys, and he's still disrupting everything that the offense wants to do and making it uncomfortable for quarterbacks to deliver the ball, move in the pocket. He is a brick wall and a game wrecker, and I'm so happy he's a Philadelphia Eagle. And we're watching this kid blossom right before our eyes.
Matt. Yesterday, Philadelphia's defense had not one, not two, not three, not four, but 5 sacks, Matt. Joining the sack party yesterday was N'Kobe Dean. Joining the sack party was Josh Sweat. Joining the sack party was Brandon Graham. And joining the sack party, another one, dominant. 2 sacks yesterday, Milton Williams. God, I love that kid.
Mm.
And I've been
Mm-mm-mm.
loving that kid. Matt, only 24 snaps for Milton Williams yesterday. God, I want to see him on that field more. God, I do. Oh,
Well, I think you're going to get your wish, Eric.
yes.
Sadly, with BG tearing his triceps.
Oh, and a Jomo.
Yep,
I
and a
didn't even think of that.
Jomo.
Yesterday, 23 snaps, 2 tackles, 1 solo tackle. I mean, so let's talk about the elephant in the room first, real quick, and that's Brandon Graham announces in the locker room to reporters he tore his tricep. He's done for the season. Kind of weird to kind of. It was kind of like weird to announce his injury like that.
Yeah, I don't know. Probably a like BG, you're the man type of thing. If you want to break it, we'll let you.
Yeah, yeah,
Yeah,
yeah.
because
He
normally
got
you don't
yeah,
see.
yeah.
I
You
don't know the
see like
last time I've
patches.
seen a
Yeah.
player go like, "Yep, tore my
I've
triceps. I'm
never
done."
seen that. That's weird. Yeah, like the media, like, and like the thing I was like, uh, I wanted to ask you off air, but again, I didn't really talk to you off air. Is like he didn't even like he showed like where he did it, right? But like the motherfucker's like no ace bandage, no nothing. It's just like like dude, that guy's a fucking animal. Like you know what I mean, you're sitting there taking reporters' questions. You didn't even have to do that. You know
Nope.
what I mean? Like I don't know. I don't know if that's like respect for like that meet, like the team, or if he's just a fucking dog. You know, and I think it might be just a little bit of both. But yeah, it was just really weird. Like, cause I got the alert and then I saw like the interview and I'm like, wait, what? Like he's just standing there saying, yeah, I tore
Yeah.
my tricep. I'm like, what? It wasn't like, oh yeah, I got like somebody poked my fucking eye, like give me like an eye poke or something like that. It was no, you fucking tore your tricep. Like what? You should be in fucking pain right now.
Right?
And it's like, nah, man, I just tore my tricep. Like what? Like if I tore my tricep, I'd be like, oh man, I can't fucking do a show for 3 weeks. Oh, it hurts so bad. And this guy's like, yeah,
Yeah, tore my
tore my
triceps.
triceps.
You know,
Yeah,
it sucks.
yeah, yeah. I'm gonna go work out. I'm gonna go lift. Like,
Yeah.
bring it. Dog, man. I love that fucking dude. And you know, we were watching it on Discord last night. I remember saying, "That's my fucking dude, man. That's my fucking dog, bro." And like, I shared it on fucking Facebook, and like 5 minutes later, people were like, "He's done for the year," and I'm like, "Wait, what?" And then I fucking get like like EP like sends me like some message, and I'm like, "Oh shit." I'm like, "Missed that." That's why I stay off my phone after the game.
That's right.
You know. But
Yeah,
yeah, nah, yeah, BG out for the year. So
it's a
sucks
big
for his team.
loss. He had a great game last night until he got hurt.
Yeah,
What I love about him is he's 36 years old, and you could arguably say like he was on pace for his best season. Whether the stats like back it up
yeah,
or not,
yeah,
but like
yeah.
it's every big situation, you know, in every play he's out there, he made an impact. And
Well, that's what I was. Yeah, that's what I was like. I was like kind of like alluding to yesterday when I was talking to you guys and some of that. It was just like I feel like he's like. It was like I don't know, man. Like that Super Bowl year, he fucking killed it. I don't have the stats offhand. So like
no, he was
I'd have to
very
look
good
at.
that year.
Yeah, yeah, and he was been yeah, just like
And I think honestly, and it's not even taking anything away from BG personally. It's just like, and I know I've beaten this dead horse with the stick. You wanted to run this scheme for so long, but didn't go get the guy whose scheme it is. And now you finally have the guy whose scheme it is, and you've seen the difference. And like, this scheme works because Fangio, it's his scheme, and he knows what the hell he's doing.
yeah.
And losing
When
PG is huge, but as long as 98 is playing the way that he is playing, like, I know it's a big loss. It sucks to lose BG and the impact that he has, but if Jalen Carter continues to play the way that Jalen Carter's been playing, you're going to be able to scheme around it. And I think
one
that's
thing
the
I have
important
yeah,
thing.
one thing I was watching the game back, Matt. Probably I got up pretty like me working the night shift schedule. Uh, I got up at like 3 o'clock, so I started watching back tape. I started watching back the condensed full game, and I was kind of noticing on some of the plays that Brandon Graham would kind of play. So he played like I think 3 back-to-back plays, right? So he was on the field for 3 back-to-back plays, and like it felt like the offensive lineman that was covering him. I don't know if like I have to like play too. Like they just it felt like he wears those guys out. Like he just like those tackles are kind of like we're done with you. Like we don't want to cover you anymore. We're done. Like I don't know. Like he wears out offensive linemen it seems.
Yeah, I can definitely see that being the case. He's an experienced pass rusher.
Yeah,
He talks
yeah.
shit. Uh, he's kind of like undersized,
He's an
but
old school. Yeah, he's a
yeah.
old. Yeah, you don't see it's. I mean, you don't see it. You see the shit talking like we talk about, but like it's just different. Like BG's a different dude. BG forever, man. BG. I don't know.
No, and his. I
Uh,
mean, what's always been a big positive about Brandon Graham, even when the fan base still didn't like him. You
yeah,
normally don't
they
see.
do.
You normally
They do.
don't see a defensive end play the run as well as Brandon Graham's capable of
Yeah,
doing. And that's tough for offensive tackles because when you're run blocking, especially if it's like an inside zone, you're as if you're a left tackle or a right tackle and you're run blocking, you don't really I mean, yeah, you still need to block, but you don't have to worry about your responsibility being able to crash down and get to the A gap that quickly. But Brandon Graham's been that was the one thing even before the sacks started coming and when everyone hated the pick. Like he was doing that, he's been doing that from his rookie year. He's been so good against the run as a
yeah.
defensive end.
I remember when they picked him and like nobody like that was what 2000 what?
Oh eight, oh
Um,
nine, maybe.
okay,
I think that was
2000.
might have been the year they drafted Jackson because I know everyone wanted Earl Thomas. I did too.
Oh yeah, they drafted. Yeah, yeah, they drafted Brandon Graham
Yeah,
over
and they
Earl
drafted
Thomas.
Brandon Graham over Earl Thomas.
Yeah,
But Brandon Graham ended up working out.
work.
Earl Thomas ended up
Yeah,
working out for Seattle, so it ended up being a good
yeah,
good pick for both teams.
yeah. And then like he was just supposed to. This is supposed to be his last year, so it would be curious to see what happens if he goes out that way.
Dude, if they
Um,
retain Fangio, I wouldn't mind BG coming back for another year.
you
Cause
think Fangio would? You think Fangio would leave?
no, but you never fucking know. But I would imagine no. I would imagine Vic's here until he wants to retire from coaching.
Yeah, yeah.
But if Fangio, as long as Fangio's here, I wouldn't mind them giving BG another year if he comes back healthy, just because the rotational part of edge rushers has been vital for this defensive line, and the way he's been in the scheme for 10 years in his first year with the actual guy scheme.
Yeah.
He's playing like he's 28 years old again.
I was gonna say he's finally in this, because they've kind of ran that Fangio scheme for quite a while,
Yeah.
and he's been here, and now he's actually playing with the guy that is his actual scheme. So
Yep.
it's kind of wild.
And like for right now, you're going to see them at the end of that game. They started playing Zach Bond as more of a natural edge rusher, um, which to me, I would hope that would mean you're going to play like more of a dollar or a big nickel where you'll
Yeah.
have a third safety on the field, and that's where I would hope that they just finally cut ties with putting Avante Maddox on the field
Oh,
and let
please,
Sidney Brown get more playing time. But we'll see how that goes throughout the course of the year. But you're going to see more Zach Bond at edge rusher. I think you're going to see Milton Williams slide outside. You might see some more Jordan Davis on pass downs. They don't have any big names that could go out and sign a veteran. But honestly, as
I
long
would
as
think
Jalen
somebody.
Carter, if Jalen Carter keeps playing like this, you're going to be fine.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. No, that's what I'm saying. Yeah, everybody's oh, we need to get Randy Gregory. No, stay away from all these fucking like. I think the Eagles' defense will be fine. Like they have guys that can like maybe Thomas Booker. That'll open up a little bit more for Thomas
Yep.
Booker. Jeremiah. I mean, Trotter as a linebacker, but Oren Burks. I mean, they have guys on that they can move around. They can move around pieces. That's that Fangio scheme. It seems like guys have to be multiverse.
Yep.
I mean, you said Vontae Maddox earlier, kind of almost gave me an aneurysm. I know I'm kind of battling a little bit of a cold here today, Matt, but you almost gave me a brain aneurysm. Why the fuck do we still have a Vontae Maddox on the field? Like, what
I
fuck genius?
I
Why?
don't think.
Why?
Well, Ringo was out yesterday.
Yes, I know.
I don't think Sidney Brown is ready 100%.
No, I don't think so either.
And then once Slay went down, you kind of had to go to your fourth corner, who was Savante Maddox. But yeah, the less Savante Maddox on the field, the better.
Yeah, man. Vontae Maddox. I'm like,
Blech.
no.
And I know the Rams picked on Rodgers yesterday.
I don't know what happened with that yesterday.
I think Rodgers will be okay. Going through with Slay being in concussion protocol, Rodgers is at least going to get reps Monday and Tuesday. I think that'll be big for him. It's hard, and it's why when injuries to cornerbacks happen, you see your good offenses and your good quarterbacks go pick on that guy. The Eagles did it to Dallas 2 weeks ago. They had that rookie cornerback who, was forced to start because all the injuries they've had at corner, and the Eagles picked on him. It's what you do. Like, it's so hard when you don't get practice, when you're not practicing with the first team, and especially up against the Rams wide receivers. It's not like you're going against the Giants where it's like, oh, they have Malik Neighbors and a bunch of shit. Yeah. Like, you're going up against Puka Nacua and Cooper Kupp, a lot of motion, a lot of misdirection, a lot of window dressing. Yeah, that's a tough responsibility. And when they don't want to, and the thing with the Eagles defense right now is you're not going to try to pick on Cooper DeJean, you're not going to try to pick on Quinyon Mitchell. So, if you're just coming in, if you're cold, I don't care. Dude, they could have freaking Jalen Ramsey out there. If you come in cold, you're going to, especially early, you're going to get beat a little bit. And that's exactly what happened.
Right. Yeah. And that's, yeah. Let's talk about the other guy that I'm starting to love more is Zach Bond, Matt. Zach Bond, man, he's
love it.
Is that one of Howie's top 10 signings in the last 10 years?
Has to be, because that was just he's a perfect fit.
Yeah, it's like if it's like the glove. It's right. It's just perfect.
And the
he's a
defense just has he's smart. He can play edge. He can play the run. He can play the pass. He's capable of doing everything that you want. And honestly, you can see like Nakobe Dean playing next to him.
Like helping Nakobe Dean.
Yes, like defense and like offensive line. I mean, obviously everything in life needs chemistry.
Yeah,
but especially defense, because like I'm telling you right now, like for the people that don't know, like, okay, the offense runs a play, and when the offense is huddling, the defense is kind of half huddled. All Fangio's doing is calling like, oh, cover 3 buzz, or cover 1 robber, and these are a couple things to look for. So like the defense has to continuously communicate. Especially when you're up against a Sean McVay team where you're going to get motion 90% of the time. And, like, what Sean McVay's whole scheme is to motion everyone so you get confused and they get their number one target on that play isolated in a winnable matchup.
Yeah. One-on-one, yeah.
They want the one-on-one. They want Nacua lined up against a corner that he can beat inside or beat outside if they're running a deep route.
Yeah, they want him on like a Rodgers on.
Yeah, like that.
Yeah.
That's the whole point of his offense is to, okay, Stafford, you're looking for Cup here, and we're gonna move him around and move guys around until we get the look that we want, and that way you can snap the ball, drop back, plant your foot, and get rid of the ball.
And that's
And
all. Yeah.
that's all his offense is. It works. It's why they're so dangerous, especially with the types of receivers that they have. But like what you've seen from Bond, what you've seen from Dean, this whole defense, this whole back seven, the way they communicate, the way they pass off zone coverages, the way they're able to adjust and seemingly know their responsibilities on the play, it's huge. And Zach Bond's been a tackling machine. That's been a big factor. And like you can tell him playing with Nakobe Dean and Nakobe Dean and him really developing good chemistry. Like that linebacker core last year was a freaking joke.
Horrible.
This year,
remember we were yelling.
Yep.
We were yelling on the show. We were telling offenses how to beat the Eagles' defense.
Yep.
We were saying go at the linebackers. They were horrible. Burks, Van Sumeren, they were horrible.
And now
this year, 100% better.
Yeah, and they kind of play similarly, but they also complement each other extremely well.
Yeah.
And I love the growth that you've gotten from both of them. From
we were kind of not happy with the Kobe Dean for a little bit.
No,
I know last year we were kind of like, he gets hurt last year, right? And then did he get hurt last year?
He started week 1. I think he got hurt against Washington the first time.
Yeah.
That was early in the season. And then he came back, played like 2 games, and got hurt again, and was out for the year.
Yeah. So he missed tons of time last year. So.
And this is the first year he's been on the field from training camp till late in the season, and you're seeing the growth and the coverage has gotten better. He's in the right spots more, and the one thing that he's always been able to do is flow downfield and fill in those gaps like a linebacker is supposed to do against the run. And he's even doing it in freaking pass rush. That sack he had last night, he turned Kyron Williams into a freaking crash course dummy. And I mean, and it's kind of like what we said when we had Anthony Gargano on. Like they have football players, dude, and that's the biggest thing. I know I like that they've gone to the SEC a lot, and I like that they got like a guy from Iowa, and Zach Bond is a Wisconsin guy, but it's not even just the school. But it's the fact they have guys that are smart football players that like to play football.
Yeah.
And especially on defense, I think that is so important. Like defense, you need to be smart. Offense, you have the advantage. You know what the play is. You're not reacting.
If you're smart too, then that's.
Oh yeah. But when you're on defense and you have football players out there and guys with high football IQ, there's so much more you can do. Dude, I'm telling you, the Rams drive chart yesterday was first drive fumble, then they scored the touchdown, but then it was punt, a sack to end the half. So the four drives in the second quarter, they didn't do a damn thing. They scored a touchdown on the first drive in the second half. They missed a field goal, punt, and then they scored the garbage time touchdown.
It was all garbage. It was bullshit. It was all bullshit.
Your defense goes through second, third, and fourth quarters. Well, the fourth quarter, it doesn't even matter at this point.
It's over.
But
it's over.
This defense will give you your first 15 plays, so maybe your first 2 drives. Then they give you absolutely nothing, and then, okay, it's garbage time. That's exactly the type of defense you want. They
Yeah,
can get after the quarterback. They're forcing turnovers. Their coverage is great. They're playing the run very well. They're tackling. They got dogs on that defense, and not even
yeah.
just the ones from Georgia. They got dogs out there who love to play football and know the game, and it's great to see this. They get better every week too. That's what I
Yeah.
love. They get better every single week.
And they're not content every week. They're not
No,
content with how they played the week before. You know
no.
what I mean? Like
And to see
they're
young
they're
guys
playing.
like that, I'm telling you, that is special. The fact that Quinion and Cooper and even the man that I've shit talked, Mr. Reed Blankenship, like these guys, all of them, CJGJ, they all
But
hold themselves to a high standard and they want to get better every week, and they're not just like, oh yeah, we played good 2 weeks ago.
but you know where that starts, Matt? And people, me and you, we've been on this. I mean, dude, we've been like one of the only people, not to try to fucking toot our own horns, but hey, it all comes down to one thing, or two things. They got how they got drafted and the coaching staff.
Ding, ding, ding.
Thank you. And that starts with who's that start with?
Hmm.
This was wondering.
I think it's
Huh. Nick.
Mr. Nick
Nick.
Sirianni,
Okay.
who
So
is
I
now
I hear now go.
24-9 as a head coach on the road. 24-9.
Huh. Interesting. Very interesting, Matt. Huh. We toot a lot of. You know what? I'm gonna get a horn, and we're gonna toot our
The
horn
toot
equally.
horn.
I'm gonna get my own horn. I'm gonna play the horn. I'm tooting my own horn. Dude, these guys wanted Sirianni fired.
Yep.
They wanted everything blown up. They wanted everybody gone. And we're 9-2, and we have a fucking defense that's just getting better. I dude, I'm battling a cold, but I'm still like, I, I don't know what to tell you. If you're down this defense now, Matt, I don't know.
If you're down on the defense, if you're down on the head coach, if you're down on what this
It's like
offense is doing,
these guys got a vendetta. You know, it's a vendetta. Like, you know what I mean? And I'm sorry. Like, I hate to repeat myself, but like these fans have a vendetta against the head coach.
yep.
I don't understand. Now I hear people are telling me, oh, they have a Nick Sirianni knows how to coach song, and I'm like, oh, so now we're gonna start with this shit. Like, you bipolar motherfuckers.
This
You
is like, and
bipolar.
it's what we've been saying, Eric. Like, why they did this shit early on, it wasn't for, yes,
Now
they
hold on.
wanted
Let
it
me
to
let
work
me
that game.
let me let me say something to you live on the. Okay, so for a Philly I'm gonna sound like a fucking idiot for a second, but you gotta hear me out for the whole thing. Hear me out. I know you're gonna get annoyed with me, but maybe not. Okay, Trey Turner. We should go back to Trey Turner. You
Yep.
know where I'm going with this. You know exactly where I'm going with this. I know you know where I'm going with this. Trey Turner stunk. He fucking stunk. You paid him fucking. I don't. There's not even. I don't want to think about the number right now because I'll fucking throw up. I'll run in the bathroom, and throw up. You paid him a lot, okay? We'll go with that.
Yep.
And he fucking stunk, and he was fucking terrible. And you looked at the number and went, "We paid him that? What a waste! What a fucking waste, Matt." Would you agree with me?
Oh, yeah.
And you know what the fucking fan base did? What the fan base do, Matt?
I
To
gave
Trey
him
Turner?
a standing ovation.
Okay. In the middle of playing like dog shit, right?
Yep.
Okay. So when I said this to somebody today, Mister M, Mister Z, I got hit with crickets, and then I asked them, "Oh, did I lose you today?" And then the phone hung up, so I don't know what happened. Um, but when Sirianni was when the Eagles weren't playing well, what did the Eagles do to Nick Sirianni? What did they do to him, Matt?
What the Eagles do or the fans?
No, what did the fans do to the Eagles when they weren't
Oh, the
playing well?
fans wanted the head coach gone, and
Let's
he's a
talk it.
clown. He can't coach.
I need it to make sense. I need that to make sense. How isn't that a double standard?
That's a damn double standard.
Okay, all right, cool. So, everybody, I got that on. I have that on. I have that on audio. So, all right, I was just making sure that people understand that. Okay, thank
No,
you.
no, I'm still, I still loathe the segment of the fan base and the segment of the media in this town that want to be all rah rah until the coach does it. I mean, if you hated the Trey Turner thing, okay, then cool. You're that's just who you are. All right, cool. And if you were like that way with Nick, all right, cool. At least you keep the same feelings.
Yes.
But this is the type of shit that this is why in game 2 he was taking a little more risk. Like, and Eric, I know I'm not telling you anything new. I want to tell hopefully the thick skull brain dead idiots out there who are now turning around and starting to give Nick his flowers. This is
No,
why
they're singing
coaches
fucking
do
songs, man.
things.
They're singing songs now. I don't.
Sing songs now. This is why head coaches do things.
Yes.
Everyone wants to look, and I get it, especially with football, it's easier to look at one game in a one game vacuum. And yes, a lot of those decisions they impact that particular game. But when you're talking about a game in September, you're putting things in with the new offense, a new offensive coordinator, the year coming off of the year that they had. This is and Eric, I know we've been saying it week in, week out. It's the coach letting the players know, I got your back. I have my faith is in you guys. You are my guys. You are going to get this done, and this is why we're a good football team.
And when the whole fan base
boom,
turns their back, when 70% of that fucking fan base turns their back on the fucking team, which man happened.
Oh yeah,
I've seen it. I got receipts. I told you this yesterday. I have about 1,000 receipts. I have bookmarks. I've been screenshotting everything. I have 7,000. I told you this yesterday on the watch party, man. I have 7,000 pictures. I think at the start of the season, I had 5,000. I have a lot of shit, dude. Our off season, dude. We're gonna have 3 hour daily shows. Like that's if I really want to, like we could do 3 hour daily shows. Like we will be the podcast that will be the most hated pod. Like Howard Eskin, when that whole sexual harassment thing came down, we will be hated by
yep.
more people. Yes. And we will not break any rules. We will not hug any girls unwittingly. Yeah, did I just say that on the podcast? Yes, I did. But yeah, so this team was hated this season. Wasn't even like, I mean, last year was a fucking shit show. That's all documented.
Yep.
Like the front office the front office couldn't get out of their own way last year. They thought their ego was too big. It fucking blew up in their face, and they fixed it. They fucking went out and got the guy Fangio. I mean, I'm assuming that was that's a lot of the reason.
Yeah.
The defense plays a lot better. But you go out and you get your corner. You go get corners, which you needed. You go get linebackers, which you needed, and everything we said, we haven't been wrong yet.
No, we have not.
Tell me when I've been wrong. If Matt or me have been wrong, tell me I'm wrong. Just tell me I'm wrong, and I'll fucking admit it. I have no problem, Matt. And I know you for fucking what, for fucking 14, 15 years now? Longer than that? 16 years?
18.
And you'll 18 years. I've known you. Wow, Jesus Christ, fucking old. You're fucking G's. I know you half my almost half. I know you half my life. You admit when you're wrong. You
Yep.
make a mistake, you fucking admit it. Hey, I fucked up. Dude, dude, call me out. Fucking give me concrete advice. I'll admit I was wrong. I admit I said what I said. I'm not wrong. We've been completely honest with everybody on this podcast. So listeners out listening to the show, I appreciate you. You've been guys have been fucking contributing 2024. It's been great 2024. But we're not done yet. And the Eagles aren't done yet. The Eagles are not going to be done yet.
No.
The Eagles are going to be done for a while. And I'm really like, I'm really hanging my hat on this fucking season. I got the chains on. I got the chain on. We're going to be rocking the chain for the podcast weekly now. But, yeah, defensively, please, no Avante Maddox. Vic, I'll send you a pizza. Just keep him out of the fucking. Just wipe the fucking. Maybe if there's like a little residue on the iPad, wipe that off. You know, have him there.
We don't need 29 out there.
Yeah, I do not need to see him. And I heard Bradbury's name. Yeah, that was another one. Another one to say, you know, I want to say something unpopular to some people. Maybe we can get in this, and then we'll get into the other side of the ball. But god damn it, I need robo-umps. Like I need robo reps now.
You're not wrong.
The dude. No, I'm done. Like, please, I don't want to ever like. We are in 2024. You have technology. We talk about how, dude. I didn't want to go off today, and I didn't think about. And this is something you had no idea. I heard today for like 5 minutes talking about technology in 2020. Oh, greatest 2020. The United States greatest technology. Well, we can't. We somehow with human error we fuck up, and then we wonder why jobs get lost. Okay, right, dude. I'm all about fucking some of these reps is losing their jobs. Like, you have the technology to fix this shit. And human error is terrible. Like, dude, some of the shit, like, it's just horrible.
You're not wrong.
I want robo-arms. Like, yes, just fucking have a robot fix it and just, it is what it is. Like, call it like it is. Like the robo sees it.
I'm all for it. Yeah, with technology the way it is and the way they talk about it, the fact that you still have the chain gang and you have refs that don't know what the hell they're watching, and like I get the NFL doesn't want every single thing to be reviewed because you could end up adding an hour and a half on a lengths of games, but the fact that Nick even had to challenge the fumble yesterday.
Oh my God.
And the fact that, and what's worse is, I get you're a referee, you're calling it on the field. You're not going to see everything. That's okay. You're going to call something that's wrong. Okay, I get it. Because guess what?
Human error.
It's human error. They're flying around at 100 miles an hour. Bang, bang. You don't have instant replay. But the fact they should have a person in the booth that can just buzz down to the referee and go like, yo, pick up that flag. It wasn't pass interference. Or,
Right.
that's a fumble. You don't even have to review it. And, like, that's what they should be leaning towards, because ultimately, you're either going to let the guys play and let them play, and I'm totally fine with that. If you want to let the guys play, let them fucking play. They do it in the playoffs, and it's fine. Playoff football is amazing. But when you make a call, if it's wrong, it should be able to be corrected, and they have the technology to correct it. They have these Every NBC, CBS, Fox, they all have a rules expert and a rules analyst. The best referees that the NFL's had and haven't been able to replicate are sitting in the booths at all the TV studios watching all these games. And even they're going, I don't know, like, even they're going, no, this is a bad call. This is a bad call. They should be able to correct that then so it's the right call is made.
Yeah. And I don't. Yeah, it just. I don't know. Just insane. I didn't even. I didn't. I don't know.
No, it's an annoyance. It's why I love playoff football because that's when you let the guys play. You're gonna call it. Those referees come playoff time, they're gonna call it if it's egregious, which is to me what you should do. If pass interference is egregious, call it.
Right.
Yes, but if it's hand foot, like some of that shit, even the
Hand
offensive
fighting.
PI
Yeah.
on Puka last night, where he did extend his arm at the top of the route, but it come on, and then the defensive pass interference on the one catch that Puka didn't make because it was an underthrown ball. That like, come on, simple fix, boom, there you go, 2 penalties off the board, bang, everyone's happy. Because both of those don't get called in the playoffs.
Yeah. And that. Yeah. Ultimately. You got anything else you want to talk about?
I mean, we didn't even touch the offense.
Oh no. Well, I mean, about the defense
Oh
and
no
just.
no no no.
Okay. Before we get into anything else, I want to thank our sponsors over at W.GG. They are the official energy drink of Inside Eagles Red Zone podcast, and we greatly appreciate their support throughout this podcast. And they have some great deals for you going on this week. They have a Black Friday 40% off deal that is insane, Matt. It's insane. 40%
Forty
off
percent off. That's impressive.
your order. And that's fucking impressive. And then guess what? After the Black Friday deal is over, you can use our promo code ITRZPOD at checkout and save 10% off. And that's our Black Friday deal. 10% off your order. So go to W.GG, enter the promo code ITERZPOD for 10% off your order, or you can join the Black Friday deal and enter the promo code BF2024 for 40% off. So back to the action, and we're going to talk about the Eagles' offense, Matt. Yesterday, Matt, Saquon Barkley. How do you think Mr. Mara is feeling today?
He should feel like the world's biggest toilet.
Yo, think about this, though. I was telling a Giant fan today. Almost made him sick. Imagine Neighbors and Barkley on the same team.
Yeah, it almost be like having AJ Brown and Barkley on the same team.
Who has that? Who does that? Who has
Hmm.
that?
You know what though? And it's not even to take anything away from Saquon. I love him. He's amazing. Saquon and Neighbors, they wouldn't be doing this. You know
No.
why? They don't have this offensive line.
Can we change? Can we um can we make it a show title today? Something that we did it before, like in the off season. Can we do this for this week's episode?
Statland is Bay.
Jeff Stoutland is Bay.
Because good lord.
Holy shit!
Like, like you cannot take
Oh
away.
man,
You cannot take away the impact Saquon Barkley has had.
no, you get that.
But I'm telling you, I am telling you, Saquon Barkley every night goes to bed happy to be a Philadelphia Eagle because of this offensive line. He has holes that he has never seen before. They wear opposing defensive lines down. It does. They found a left tackle, a first round pick that could not play left tackle in the league and was cast aside. They plug him in at right guard, top 3 right guard in the league. You lose a Hall of Fame center. You have a top 10 center in the league. You draft a left tackle who never played football before. Top 5 left tackle in the league. And you drafted Lane Johnson, and he has been the best right tackle in football since he stepped on the field in 2013. And then, and you have a center coming off of 2 knee surgeries when he drafted him from Alabama, and turn him into a top 5 left guard in the league.
Yeah. Who people question why the hell you drafted Landon Dickerson.
Yep.
But he was a fucking elite dude. When he was at Alabama, he was a fucking dog.
Oh, he was elite.
They put him in. Remember he tore his knee, right? And he was out. They put him in the national championship game just so he could be out there for one play. That's a fucking leader. I fucking love this offensive line.
They're amazing. And what now with Barkley? It's like, okay, dude, Miles Sanders had 1,000 yards 2 years ago. DeAndre Swift had 1,000 yards last year. Barkley, he almost has 1,000 yards just in the second half of football games this year. That goes. Barkley is the cherry on top because he is the closer. But this is what this offensive line does, and why when you add Saquon Barkley to this offensive line, it's as lethal as it is. Because he is a guy that can get you 4 yards of carry no matter what. He fights for the extra yards. He's tough to bring down. But why I'm not even worried about the touches is because this offensive line, especially when you get to the second half of games, he's not getting hit hard. He's not getting your typical running back carries where it's 2 yards and a cloud of dust and you have to drag 6 bodies to get that second effort 3 to 4 extra yards. He's not getting touched till 3-4 yards after he gets the ball.
This line is opening up fucking holes.
Holes. Like, you can put a high school running back there, and he'll get you 800 yards in the NFL behind this offensive line.
Yeah.
And then what Barkley can do with the home run hitting ability that the Eagles have missed the last 2 years, you see it. First play of the second half, big hole, he's going to hit the hole, he's gone. Then again, another 70-yard touchdown. That's what makes this so special, and what makes him so special is that ability to get to the second level and then be untouchable. But this guy is close to 2,000 yards and has probably had to put in half of the effort that he had before the first 6 years of his career. Like these are holes you barely see in college. And the talent disparity in college, I'm sorry, is different when it's Penn State in week 3 going up against Temple. And they're going to win that game 63-7. And Barkley's going to have 18 carries or 20 carries for 200 yards. He's still not getting holes like he did last night. And like he did against Washington. And that's what this offensive line does. This offensive line beats you into oblivion. That way, in the second half, you're cooked. You're done. You're done.
Yeah.
AJ had the quietest 100-yard receiving game I can remember last night. 6 catches, 109 yards, and a touchdown for AJ Brown. You don't even remember it.
I don't. Yeah. Uh, it's wild. It's
And it's the fact that they have adopted the identity of being a run first team,
which they didn't
where
want, which people
which
thought they didn't want.
that's right, and that's where you can overcome not having Devontae Smith.
Yeah.
Like it's still great. I'm still very happy they had AJ Brown last night because AJ's ability to make plays over the middle and get yards after the catch are special, and he's fantastic. But the fact that you are now a run first offense, it opens up Jalen, it opens up AJ Brown, obviously it opens up Barkley. Like this passing offense isn't forced to do anything special because they don't have to. Now, like when they play Baltimore this week, the passing offense is going to have to come to play. But their ability to wear out opposing defenses, dude, like it's almost unstoppable.
Right. Man, yeah. It's dude. Who are you? I'm gonna say, so we have Thanksgiving this week, Thursday, Thanksgiving, American Thanksgiving, right? Who are you most thankful for on this team?
Hmm.
Is it Barkley? Is it Jalen Carter? Is it Zach Bond?
Dude,
Or
there's too many of that. I need a turducken.
is it Jake Elliott?
Not Jake Elliott. Definitely not Jake Elliott. But I think I need a turducken because Lane Johnson still needs credit.
Yeah.
The coaching staff needs credit. It's hard to
Ah,
choose. I kind of want to give it to Barkley just because it's added another dimension. That although this
who's
team's been
okay?
in,
All right. Who's the better Barkley, Saquon or Charles?
well, I love Charles, but I'm going Saquon.
Oh, I mean,
I love Charles, but I gotta go Saquon.
is Saquon the top Eagles running back in his like
No.
your favorite running? Oh,
Oh, you know what? I was actually thinking about this earlier.
he could be.
He's
For
becoming my
for
he's
years.
becoming my favorite.
Yeah.
I Brian Westbrook is my favorite, but I enjoyed watching LaShawn McCoy play the most. But I'm telling you, dude, dude. We watched the games together. There's 3 or 4 times in the first half where and it's not even the plays if he breaks a 20-yard run. It's those runs where he gets hit 3 yards into the run
Yeah.
and turns it into 8. Where I just go, I love this guy.
Yeah. Yeah.
And then in the fourth quarter, defenses are gassed, and he's still running full speed, looking like it's the first quarter. And that's why I don't worry about the touches.
Yeah. I don't worry about him either.
He's in great shape.
Oh.
This offensive line is fantastic. Uh, I love what they're doing. I love how they're. I love the run plays they're calling, how they're run blocking, how they're able to mix in play action off of it now. Last night they got Barkley involved in the receiving game too, which just adds another element to this offense that's going to be tough to stop. Hurts is playing good ball and just managing the game. And he got his legs that can do stuff too. Like this,
Yeah.
This team's scary to watch tape of and go like, oh, we have to defend this.
Well, remember last year we were talking about we had there was reports that the Eagles wanted not like Jalen to stop running. They
Yeah.
wanted like what happened with that? Now Jalen's running again. Like what happened with that? Like the Eagles didn't want to be a running football team. They wanted to be a pass football team. What happened with that?
I think, and it might
I
be a
really think
benefit.
I really think there's a lot of we talk about wrestling news being a lot of bullshit. I was thinking about this last night. I really think the NFL, like these like radio people and like these Twitter things, it's all like wrestling. It's like the news, like they report fake bullshit.
Well, I don't even know if it's necessarily that because a lot of it comes from guys that actually get good information. I think this year in particular, the running back position is having a revolution. And I think Howie and Jeffrey are smart enough to realize with your talent, how you built it. See, the problem with the Eagles has been they've been built to run for 10 years
Yeah.
and have been afraid to do it because it's not flashy. And even in 2022, they were built to run, but they were dropping bombs.
Right. So you say they're flat. So they want to be. Why do they want to be such a flashy team though?
Because the big plays is, oh, well, we get the 40-yard touchdown and the fans are happy and that's how you score quick. Yeah, but not even incorporating the fans into it. But
okay.
The big plays was the rage of the NFL. Now defenses are taking it away. So and that's why you've seen. That's why Detroit's good. That's why, dude, Green Bay, Philly, and Baltimore. The three teams that signed free agent running backs. Ravens have 4 losses. Green Bay has 3 losses. Eagles have 2 losses. The Raiders are horrible. The Titans are horrible. And the Giants are horrible. Teams that can't run the football are horrible this year. Passing is down. Running is back. Because defense... I heard it again today. Oh, why does C.J. Stroud not look so good?
No shit.
Because the fucking league caught up to him and they're running 2 high safeties. And these quarterbacks... It all ties back. When you don't have quarterbacks that can actually play the position... And the only caveat to that is you have 2 quarterbacks that know how to play a position but don't have weapons. And Josh Allen and Patrick Mahomes. All these other quarterbacks, they really don't know how to play the position the right way. So what do? You make it, you run the fucking football. If they're 2 high safeties, you're going to run the fucking football.
The 2 high safeties ain't going to do nothing. It's going to be on your defensive line.
Exactly. And there's not enough great linebackers in the league. And that's why these teams that run the football, it's why Detroit's good. It's why the Eagles are good. It's why Baltimore's good.
Once you get past that first line of defense.
Yeah. So I think maybe Howie and Jeffrey, especially this year, especially after what happened last year. Last year was a smack in the face that I think this front office needed because I know I've said it 100 times on this podcast. Them winning the Super Bowl was the worst thing to happen to the front office. Yeah. They got way too fucking cocky. I think last year everything blowing up in their face kind of opened their eyes and said, oh shit. Well, we need to kind of change what we're doing. And then when you have all your leaders in the locker room go up and the head coach is going like, yeah, we need to run the football. I think maybe I think Howie and Jeffrey looked around the league and saw, oh, look at the competition.
Yeah.
Kansas City's running the ball better. Detroit's good. They run the football. Baltimore runs football. Green Bay, they run the... Dude, Jordan Love is not good. Not playing good football right now. But they have Jacobs. They can run and control the clock and win the game. San Francisco, they've been getting away with it for freaking 5 years. They're going to pay Brock Purdy, and it's going to blow up in their fucking face. But they have Christian McCaffrey, and when Christian McCaffrey's healthy, their offense works, and their offense is almost unstoppable. The running back position is getting a resurgence and having a revolution in the NFL now because of how defenses are playing. Quarterbacks are not good enough to catch up.
Look at let's look at the rushing yards around the league. Okay, Eagles top in the league. They have 21-27 rushing yards on 409 attempts. Right.
Yep.
All right, Ravens 338 carries, 1,950 yards. The Commanders 368 carries, 1,773 rushing yards. The Packers 347 attempts, 1,668. The Lions 356, 1,659 rushing yards. Okay. Then you have the Cardinals at 1,543. Okay. The bottom of the league, Matt. Here's the least five. Seattle, 249 carries, 980 yards. Cleveland, 251 carries, 970 yards. The Jets, 235 carries, 959. The Cowboys, 243, 909. And the Raiders, 231 carries, 821 yards. The Titans have 300 carries for 1,302 yards. Yeah.
The good teams can run, and your bad teams cannot.
Yeah.
And look, the Steelers run the ball, Commanders run the ball, Lions run the ball, Packers run the ball, Ravens run the ball, Vikings run the ball, Broncos run the ball, Dolphins are running it more, Chiefs. All them teams win.
Yeah.
When the quarterbacks aren't good enough to beat defenses, you're going to see the running back position. And I don't mean that you're going to start seeing 4 running backs drafted in the first round or anything like that, but you're going to see an importance of like, oh, we need like a versatile running game. Like, Dallas would be a better team if they didn't let Tony Pollard walk out the door.
Yeah.
Because they
wait.
Rico Dowdle and freaking it's crap. All your teams that don't have a significant or a decent running back are struggling.
Yeah, horrible.
Except for some teams that like just aren't talented. Like, I'm sorry, Indianapolis, they're not talented. New England's not talented. I think Tracy for the Giants could play a little bit, but they're not talented. Carolina's not talented enough, but I like Chuba Hubbard. Like, Cleveland can run the ball. They just got a big win this week. Tampa, Bucky Irving's turning into a good player. Like, it's important for these, like, your good teams can run the freaking football and run it well. And that comes down to offensive line play and running back play.
Yeah.
And your good teams have both. And that's the thing too. Like, I feel like especially people look at the regular season and they look at fantasy. Like, I'm not going to tell you anything new here, but if you look over the last even 10 years, even though like the league's become a more passing league, when it comes to playoff time, the teams that win are the ones that can run the football.
Run the ball. Yep. And run efficiently.
Yeah. Like, running's kind of been the not so sexy position, but it's still, when you get to February, when you get to late January and February in these cold weather games, now till the end of the regular season and into the playoffs, if you can't run, you're going to struggle because.
And like we talked about it, yeah, we talked about in this podcast, like the passing game, you need like a quarterback in the playoffs to make what 3 to 4 to 5 throws,
Yep.
and it's like okay, like, everything else is run, 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 run.
Yep. It's important for time management. It's important to keep the
Weather,
keep the defense, the weather, and it it's the great equalizer. Like last year, the wild card game, Kansas City against Miami. Miami, oh, all the speed's going to give Kansas City so many problems. Well, guess what? You found out your quarterback can't throw in the cold and all that track speed. It doesn't matter when the field's ice. And oh, your whole team is predicated on speed. Guess what? Kansas City punched you in the mouth and ran Isaiah Pacheco down your throat, and then dragged you and then just hit drags all day long. Drags, 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 drags. Boom. You get
right?
blown out. Like and that's the thing. Pittsburgh couldn't run against Buffalo. Buffalo blows them out. Baltimore got away from the run. Kansas City came to stop it. Baltimore goes away from the run and goes, Lamar, here, win it with your arm. They don't win. Kansas City goes to another Super Bowl. And then even in the Super Bowl, San Francisco has the lead and stops giving the ball to Christian McCaffrey. And guess what? Boom, that's where your quarterback play and him being clutch comes into play because dumbass fucking Shanahan decided to not give his best player the ball and let Kansas City hang around until Patrick Mahomes needed to put his clutch pants on. And guess what? He's Tom Brady. So if you give Brady the ball with time and you let Brady hang around, he's going to kill you. That's exactly what Patrick Mahomes did.
And we saw how that worked.
Yeah. Like,
Yeah.
it comes down to being a very simple game at times. And the teams that can do the simple things are going to be the ones that go far in the playoffs and win championships.
Yeah, no, that's what I always say, man. Like I always say to people, like you can't sometimes don't overcomplicate it.
Nope.
You know what I mean? Just kind of like, especially come playoff time, you run the football to set up the pass.
Yep.
I've probably said that about 100 times here on this podcast. You know, and again, we didn't, you know, that's one thing that we didn't do over the last couple of years. Ran the football like we had like Swift, Sanders, but like now come playoff time, it'll be a different story.
Well, definitely, because you have that. Now you have that running back that can make you pay if you ever pursue, and you have that guy that can break 3 tackles or 2 tackles, or
Yeah,
you
and you
might
have an offensive line that will fucking
yep
keep him,
eat you.
keep him like yeah. And Makai Becton, god
Becton.
damn,
Mm-mm-mm.
like if Zach Bond isn't if Zach Bond isn't number one on the free agent signing, Makai Becton is number one.
Yep.
Because dude, Makai Becton and Zach Bond, god damn Makai Becton.
Agreed.
Yes, and I want to see Makai Becton back in fucking Philadelphia.
I do
Just so
too.
you know.
Amen to that.
Yeah. Anything else you want to talk about? It was fucking great. It was a great game yesterday.
This great
Very
game.
happy with it.
Yeah. Very happy with how everything turned out.
You want me to give a little bit of NFL scores and talk about around the league?
Yeah, we can go around the league.
All right. Then we'll have some stuff that we'll talk about. All right, we had Thursday night football in the snow, Matt. The fucking Jameis Winston leads the Cincinnati Browns. Yeah, the Cleveland Browns to a 24-19 victory over Pittsburgh. He had 219 yards, but the big thing was Nick Chubb on the carry. 20 carries, 59 yards, 2 touchdowns. Big win for Cleveland. It drops Pittsburgh to 8-3, and Cleveland 3-8.
Great game.
Yeah.
Love AFC North football, especially in the snow. I love watching Jameis Winston. That game was very fun. Dude, Cleveland, they wanted it. They wanted it. You know, that's the thing. You look at the records on paper and you're, oh, Pittsburgh should cakewalk this. Hats off to the Cleveland Browns. They came out and wanted that game and wanted that win, and that was a great way to kick off the week.
Tennessee over Houston yesterday, 32-27 on the road at Houston. And Will Levis, 278 yards, 2 touchdowns, 1 interception. Tony Pollard, 24 carries, 119 yards, a touchdown. You see the running back?
Tony Pollard.
Could have had him, Dallas. Minnesota needed overtime to beat the. Man, what the hell? This is not week. I'm not in week 8. I'm in week 12. God, why the hell are you going to week 12? What the hell's going on my screen here?
Minnesota did need overtime, though.
To beat the Bears, 30-27. In a wild game, Matt. It was live on Discord here. The Cowboys pull out a fucking victory over the Commanders, 34-26. What exciting football, but the Commanders, they fall to 7-5 now. Not good.
They're done. As a legit threat in the NFC, they are long gone. Now they got to find a way to strap on and make sure they still make the playoffs.
Dolphins over the Patriots, 34-15. Chiefs to squeak by the Carolina Panthers. I think they were just letting fucking Carolina in this game. 30-27. Bucks over the Giants, 30-7. Lions over the Colts, 24-6. The Broncos over the Raiders, 29-19. Seattle over Arizona, 16-6. Green Bay beat a Brandon Allen-led 49er team, 38-10. Matt, what do you have to say about that game?
San Francisco sucks.
Yeah.
And I still don't think Green Bay is that good. But they're another team that can run the football. But San Francisco, bleh.
I was talking to a couple for now. Oh, listen up. Excuses, bullshit. I hate 49ers fans.
It's hard when you lose the Super Bowl, man.
Yeah.
I think that team's done.
And we have Monday Night Football here. It's the Harbaugh Bowl. It's the Ravens and Chargers. We talked about that. Give you a little update of what's going to happen this week on the shows. So again, for listening to us right now, instead of Redzone Monday show. Tomorrow is Tape Tuesday, and Wednesday is our picks, our preview of Eagles Ravens in Baltimore. And then Thursday, Thanksgiving, Friday, Saturday, Sunday, and we'll be back Monday.
Man, Thanksgiving's here already.
Yeah, I was gonna say, what are you thankful for, Matt? I won't get to that Thursday, but yeah, we'll get into that. We'll ask you what you're thankful for.
Yeah, think about what you're thankful for over the next coming days. Thankful for Dubby and the Eagles.
Go join the Dubby movement, Matt. Get the chains out.
Dude, if you get Dubby, you'll be running through the chain gang like you're Saquon Barkley. You'll be like Mekhi Becton playing in a high school game Friday and then an NFL game on Sunday.
Can we get into we bring the boom from Saturday night?
Yes, indeed. He broke his foot.
He broke his foot. Yeah, he's not going to be doing any TikToks anytime soon for a while.
What's the best part of the show?
Yeah, the best part of the show.
What's the best part of the show?
Go check it out on YouTube. AJ, Big Boom AJ, had probably the best match I've ever seen on an AEW.
I loved it, dude. I love it.
It was great.
They know what they're doing. He did his job. QT Marshall did his job. kid's got to be loving life.
The Rizzler showed up.
Rizzler was there.
Rizzler, if you're listening to this podcast, I would love. I don't care what Matt says. Oh, I should give the cat in the bag. I should do the cat in the bag. I almost this morning at 4 o'clock in the morning ordered a cameo from the Rizzler promoting Inside Eagles Red Zone 5 John. However, he only does messages now on the.
Oh.
So I would have paid whatever it was. It was like $40 to get. Hey, this is the Rizzler. Listen to Inside Eagles Red Zone podcast. That would be my new intro.
That'd
That would
be
the new intro.
fantastic.
Yeah, so it might still happen. I'm waiting for that. Like, we should have a new logo coming out within the next couple days.
Yeah.
Got an email about that, a message about that. I think that should be good.
Yeah.
We're gonna, yeah. So it's gonna be a good week of Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday talk, and then hopefully we can. If you missed Anthony Gargano's show, go check that out. It was fun times. If you listened to it already, go listen to it again. Listen to it 10 times. Keep
That's
listening.
right.
Keep, but yeah, man. I think I'm pretty much out of time. Let's see if this shit works again. Maybe it should be work. I just saw the text message. Yes, remember the last time somebody got hurt on the Rams in the.
Oh, that is very true.
I do remember.
We were
that.
Super Bowl bound.
Let's see if this bot works again. If not, I'll sing the song. But for Matt Namo, I'm Eric Williams, and this is Inside Eagles Red Zone podcast, and we're out of here.